Hello. Double recorded. There we go. Hope that's working. There. Okay. Woof. I'm almost out of battery. But that's why we record doubly. Or at least I used to do that with the 365 challenge. In case. Ooh, I think my tuner's too cold to work too. Well, this won't be my best song. Come on, tuner. Come on. You can do it. Nope, it can't. Oh well. Close enough. I was gonna say what this song is for, but I don't think I should announce it. Because who knows? I never know what a song will be until it's done. Two places, holding tight like a lie you've held on to for so long, and I can't choose you anymore, 'cause you made me manipulated me too. I feel you haunting me like a ghost, like 2 or 3 or 4 or 17. Not letting you in that door anymore. In me, it's been a crack in my heart, like my strong and proud, say it strong and proud, 'cause it's not your fault. Like the darkness wants you to believe it is. Like the darkness wants you to say it is. Say it is. I feel incredibly haunted in this town. My experience may be different than yours, but as a very strong empath, I never asked to be an empath. That is not a brag. It's been very derailing to feel everybody's emotions around me and alter myself to accommodate spaces and situations and try to help people feel better all the time, until I drove myself into the ground and buried myself, and not like a seed. If you are that self-altering, you may end up with a weird side habit like I have, or any other types of social media or private addictions like gaming or communities on Reddit, you know, ways that you find yourself able to have a self, because in your actual networks or communities like here, you maybe don't know how to have a self because of the loud voices or the loud ghosts in the room and in the place that need you to be a certain way in order for them to be okay, but that's not you, that's you accommodating them. So if you want to know who you are, go to spaces and places and people where you feel like yourself. Because if you're a sensitive soul and you spend your life around people who, whether or not they mean to make you feel, or if you just can't help but happen to feel, if making people feel things isn't real, if you can't help but happen to feel like you have to be someone else when you're around a person, then that person is not good for you, because you will cease to exist. You will be buried, and you will become a mouthpiece for other people's needs, even in an indirect way. I'm not doing that anymore. So, song number 2. Oh, because I'm moving away. And it's okay to move away from places. It doesn't mean you're running away from your problems. That's like a bully telling you don't run away when they're clearly 3 times stronger than you and they could kill you with 1 punch. Don't run away, you should face your fears. It's like, no, you should also be smart. If a bully or a lion is 30 times stronger than a deer, if that lion had a mouth that could speak like Satan and say, come on, dear, don't run away, let's be friends. That's like the serpent in the garden, or the serpent in any story. It's like, no, that's not wisdom. That's a weird serpent-like lie that has wrapped itself inside communities. I've even tried it out for years at a time, trying out a community telling me to speak out, and then when I spoke out, telling me to be quiet. It's not. They meant speak out in the way we're speaking out. In other words, add to our mouthpiece. Be just like us and speak out. That's what some communities mean when they say, find your voice and speak out. Some communities and some strong leaders mean find your voice and speak out just like me. So when I say to you, find your voice and speak out, I realize I may be enabling a bunch of people who believe things very differently than me and adding more chaos to the world or to my own life story going forward into the future. Because I believe in God, I believe in like wholesome vibes, I believe in a lot of things, but other people may take speak out as like talk about sexual stuff more, which is like my least favorite subject because I have a lot of trauma, but also I just don't like that subject. But like, that would be you doing you and me then getting away from you. And that's not an insult to you, and it is certainly not me being more authentic by forcing myself to stay in your presence just because I encouraged you to speak out. That's insanity. If I encourage you to speak out and then you share things that are clearly bad for me and my story and my life, then my natural reaction would be to get away from you. Or, if you want to say it in positive language, to go to places where I feel natural resonance, which would not be by you. So it's like, and it's just a manipulative tool of certain thought systems that I may think come from dark energy places and manipulative places and manipulative ghosts or demons or something. Like, you don't have to believe what I believe, but I have felt some things in my lifetime. If you want to like haunt this whole YouTube channel, you'll hear about some of it, because I share pretty openly, and it's dark. It's really, really dark stuff, and I don't want to pull you down that rabbit hole. I just want you to learn from me. Do not force yourself to stay in places, spaces, relationships, friendships, anything where you don't feel honored or respected, or at least able to be even at least a soft or quiet version of yourself. I'm not saying be yourself as loud as I'm being right now, because I feel practically possessed by something, but the thing I feel possessed by is my own light and my own spirit, and I don't normally insert it and assert it here in this particular space. I normally come to this space and let these energies, like I'm standing on a graveyard right now, I normally come to this space and let these energies make me feel muted and they like pull up all the darkest parts of my story, and then I go in these mental loops where I get caught in the saddest things in my life while being affected by this like sad, dark kind of energy that I happen to feel here. And I know that there are things in this town's founding that are bad, and I know that there are hauntings in West Michigan, because I've read about it, and I wish I hadn't, but it explains a lot. And they say it goes from like Ludington I've read to Benton Harbor, but I only feel it to South Haven. And maybe the native people put a curse on this area after things that were done to them. I have no idea. I don't honestly know. I don't want to know.